guys, and welcome back to my podcast. You'll notice that my setting is a little bit different because I set up a cozy corner, better lighting, and I can do it whenever I want instead of when the sun is out. So, I've been very inconsistent, but I'm trying to get this down. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to be an actual person that can make videos. So, yeah, we like the cozy corner, and this is where I'm staying. So, today on my podcast, Imladris Pod, if you're new here, I talk about knitting and fiber and everything in between. Lately I just kind of make videos on whatever I feel like, whatever's relevant. My last one was on my first fiber festival. I don't know, I just try to talk about what I've been making, what I've been knitting, really, what kind of fiber I've been into, all that good stuff. So today I'm not really going to show off any whips and FOs because I've got a lot of stuff that's kind of in between. I've got a lot of gift knitting, and actually today I wanted to talk about gift knitting. So if you're not familiar, if you're not a knitter, if you're not a crocheter, whatever, something that a lot of us like to do and that kind of becomes a regular thing during the holidays is that we make gifts for people. I personally, I'm very inconsistent about making gifts, especially considering that I've been a very inconsistent knitter for most of my life. And I have been a knitter for most of my life, but I'd say for the past year, it's been about a year since I really picked up knitting again and just have absolutely thrown myself back into it. And so last year I made little tiny guys for people. So like, I'm trying to think. I made a bunch of patterns for Mochi Mochi Land, who makes like little mini amigurumi patterns, but for knitting. So usually amigurumi, of course, is crochet. And that's, I think, the most popular way to make amigurumi because it's a lot easier to basically sculpt with yarn when you're crocheting. But knitting is a bit more planning involved and it's a little bit more fiddly. But personally, as someone who primarily knits, I don't really crochet anymore. I really enjoy the look and process of making those. So I made a little pirate. I made 2 frogs. One of the frogs was on a lily pad and then the other one was a little Viking frog. I kind of adapted the Viking pattern to go on the frog. I made an actual Viking, and then I made a little tiny stack of pancakes. I'll link all those patterns down below because they're super cute and you should check them out. But so as a teenager, I would say, because I knitted a lot as a teenager, but not to the level that I'm at now, I did experience my first kind of knitting burnout, as in like offering gifts for people, saying like, oh, I'd love to make you a hat or a scarf for Christmas, and then just not being able to follow through. And I think part of that also is that like I've got fibromyalgia and I realized later ADHD that I deal with, and they both affect my mental and physical energy levels. So yeah, I learned a lot as a teenager about, how much can I gift people based on how much I'm knitting and all that. And last year was very manageable and it was very fun. So this year I kind of upped my game, and I am really excited to talk about what I'm making for people. So if you know me in person, if you're part of my family, stop watching here because I'm going to talk about what I'm making for you. So most of what I'm making this year are basically self-drafted hats, as well as I know I'm making 2 Sophie scarves. So I'll just kind of go down the list as I remember. So the first one that I started was like a mustard colored Sophie scarf that I'm making for my mother-in-law. And you know, I don't know if I've talked about it before, but I know I've definitely thought it or typed it out that I don't understand petite knit. I don't understand the hype. I don't understand why the Sophie scarf is just so popular. It's just a garter stitch scarf with an I-cord edge. But for some reason, I'm kind of starting to feel more the neutrals, the basics. I've gotten really into, like, I've saved a lot of my favorite things knitwear patterns, and last night I found myself scrolling through petite knits patterns and being like, ooh, I like this, ooh, I like this. And so I bought the Sophie scarf pattern because it just seemed like something that my mother-in-law would really like, and that it would just be a really nice thing to gift people because it's such an easy knit, it's fashionable, it's warm. So I got that and I started making it, and yeah, as soon as I got past like the first little bit, I just thought, this is so nice. So I'm probably gonna end up making myself a Sophie scarf, we'll see. But the first Christmas gift that I started was a mustard colored Sophie scarf, and I'm making it with Lamb's Pride superwash wool in it's like a mustard yellow color. So that's that. And then the second gift knit that I started making was a self-drafted beanie. I just started several rounds of 1x1 ribbing, and the yarn I discovered seems to be self-striping, and I will show that off when I'm done, but I just wanted to talk about it today. It's hand dyed. I bought it at Oregon Flock and Fiber Festival, and I think I showed it off in the last video, but it's the pink and purple yarn that I got from Disco Fibers, which is a secondhand yarn shop basically, and they also offer notions as well, so I got some stitch markers from them that I've been using. But yeah, this yarn, it's a merino superwash wool that I'm using to make this hat, and so far it is absolutely lovely, and I'm so jealous. Cosmo, what are you doing? Those are the only gift knits that I've started, but my plans include a maroon fisherman style beanie, which, if you're not familiar, is like it's like a regular beanie, but you do less rows before you start decreasing. So I'm probably going to do something, I'm not sure if I want to do it ribbed or not. I think it would look good ribbed, maybe. I mean, ironically, I could even do fisherman's rib, which I haven't actually done before, but I could give it a shot. So yeah, I actually ordered the yarn for that and the rest of my gift knits. I'm primarily going to be using Lion Brand Wool Ease because I feel like it's just a really good basic wool that I can get that's often on sale. And because I'm often on a budget, I really like the option of getting yarn that is, I think it's a wool acrylic blend, correct me if I'm wrong. I couldn't remember exactly if it was 100% wool, but I know that it's washable, so my friends and family who I'm gifting to can wash them, and it's just something that they can easily care for. I know that, you know, when it comes to knit worthiness, some people are fine with items that require special care, and some people are not quite like that, which is totally fine. Like, I personally have trouble with items that require special care because, you know, ADHD, barriers, yada yada. So I appreciate when things are machine washable. So I just decided to do that across the board and make it very easy for everyone, make it easier on my wallet. So yeah, I got several colors of that because it's on, I think it's still on sale right now as of Halloween night. It is Halloween tonight. But yeah, so that, and then I'm designing like an X-Men beanie. So I'm gonna make it like a kind of a bright blue color, regular kind of ordinary beanie, and then I made a chart for like the X-Men logo. I made a chart for the X-Men logo, like with like a red border and then like a yellow X in the middle. So I'm gonna be putting that probably like in the upper center. So that'll be really fun. I got the yarn for that, and then what else? I had to consult my list because I have a list on my phone. But oh, I'm making a red Sophie scarf for my grandma because she liked the idea of having a scarf and she likes red, so she's getting a Sophie scarf and I think it'll look really cute. She's, how old is she? She's 83, she's almost 84, so she's gotten rid of a lot of her, like, I mean, she doesn't really go out anymore. She's gotten rid of all her nice clothes, so I thought it would be nice to have something that's warm, easy to wear, but also really cute. One thing that I really appreciate about the Sophie scarf, and you know, all the imitations of it and things that came before. So that was a lot. So I am also making another beanie. This one's gonna be, I'm gonna make it like a folded beanie, which I've been coming to really appreciate lately, especially since I've been making the bummy beanies out of I made one out of the Halloween Town yarn and the Goosebumps yarn for my last video. I just have really appreciated how a folded brim looks as opposed to just a like no brim, basically, or like a ribbed brim, or you know, one that you can fold or not fold. But I'm making a folded beanie and I'm gonna make it black, but actually no, I think I bought dark blue. No, I can't remember anything. No, I bought purple yarn. I bought Lion Brand Woolies in Raindrops for this hat, actually. I just remembered. And I was thinking about doing a little bit of Fair Isle stranded colorwork in like a gold mustard color, because I thought that'd be cute, because my sister-in-law was like, gave me all these colors that she likes, and so she just said surprise me, so I thought I'll pick a couple of those and see what I can do. And again, self-drafted. Because I mean, at this point I can just, someone can give me their head size and I can just make hat, like almost any kind of hat from that, which feels pretty neat. Lastly, this one might be a little bit challenging, so if anyone is a more experienced knitter than me or can point me to a pattern that does this, my husband, which still feels weird to say because I've only been married for like a month, but my husband was asking me if I could make him like a longer more of a slouchy beanie, but he wants like, I don't know if he would prefer like color work or actual cables, but he wants like Celtic knots around the brim. And I thought I could find him a really nice color work hat, or I could see, I don't know, because cables are really kind of challenging to do. See, cables are easy to do when you're knitting a hat from the bottom up, like doing them vertically, but he wants them horizontally, so I'm just trying to think of how that would work. But that's what he asked for, so I haven't actually bought the yarn for that just because I haven't figured out how that's going to work. So if anyone has any really cool patterns, let me know. I have been finding some like sort of more like Shetland hat, like feral patterns that he likes, but we haven't found one that he's just like, I want that. So that's kind of a work in progress. He's probably gonna get it after Christmas because he doesn't celebrate it. So that means I have more leeway, I think, right? So it was just a short video today. I just wanted to talk about what I'm gift knitting, and because that's gonna occupy much of my knitting time for the next 2 months or so, maybe a month and a half or so. But I also wanted to announce that I'm doing another test knit, which I will show. Cosmo, what are you doing? Sorry, my cat. There's a local knitter / knitwear designer who works at my local yarn store who's doing a test knit for a really cute like a striped cowl. So I ended up buying the yarn for it. I went back to Savannah Rose Handmade because she's become probably my tied for my favorite yarn dyer, because Always Be Kind yarn and Savannah Rose Handmade are both up there for me. Sorry, my cat making noise. But yeah, I bought some more of the Goosebumps yarn. I bought, what else did I buy? I bought a Hocus Pocus mini. I bought a skein of the Goosebumps in DK. I bought a skein, like a mini skein of the Hocus Pocus in DK, and I bought the, was it H20 in DK, a full skein of that. So that's all gonna go to the cowl, although I know I will have leftovers, so I don't know what those will be. But I'm very excited to have a spooky themed cowl that I will be test knitting, and I will 100% be showing that off, kind of probably in progress, or when it's done, depending on how long it takes. I know that it's due, I think, November 24th, so it's going to be a quick test knit for me, seeing as how the first test knits I did, which were this summer, were all garments, and I had at least a few weeks to do those. So yeah, that's what I have going on right now in knitting, and yeah, I will see you next time. And yeah, next time I hope that I will be able to show off everything that I've been knitting for the holidays. So catch you later. Bye.